Oh! They're eating it right in the boat. I mean, Tim, hit us with a little bit of a recap.
Yeah, right off the bat, we saw some fish busting up shallow. Tried to throw some top water, didn't work very well. Matt saw a big school on the graph deep in like 40 feet, grabbed his spoon, and we went to work and pounded them. After that, we wanted to see if we could upgrade the size of the fish, and we went shallow again. Right off the bat, Matt had like a 6 to 7 pounder follow a frog, but we spent a lot of time covering shallow water and never got any good bites. So a lot of good structure, you know. It's there's a lot of timber in the water, a lot of treetops in the 20, 30, 40 foot range. So I don't know if these fish are just suspended in the treetops out in the middle of these bays or what, but we're gonna go try the other arm, see what that looks like, and hopefully be able to duplicate some of that pattern that we learned back there.
Can't be my frogs from back there.
That was a school like 20 bass.
Yeah, all good size. 3s and 4s. Big one. Don't move fast. Just wait. Biggest one just set up. She dodged. Go.
I think it's like a rainbow or something. Alright, so we pulled up to this spot. It's got two docks. It's the closest really structure, shade and stuff, this whole point over here. So we ran over here. First cast with the Keitech. You want to lip them for me?
Yeah.
Nice largemouth. You know, in these real hot days, summertime, these fish, they pull up under these docks. So if you have like floating bathrooms or floating campsites, things like that, it's a good thing to always check with a senko or a little finesse bait, or a swim bait for that matter. But
Yeah.
smoked it.
So when you're just coming out on a lake for the first time, sometimes everything looks innocent. Like you look at this point, this thing looks innocent. But you gotta be careful, man. Luckily, this doesn't belong to us. We just happen to see it while we're fishing. Somebody left their whole skeg on this rock pile. You don't want to be that guy. So when you get out on a lake for the first time, make sure that you go slow, look at all your obstacles, just pay attention. I mean, you don't want this stuff to happen, and just go in slow. We didn't know this rock pile was here, totally unmarked. But we slow down, we look around, and we don't end up being this guy. Well, there we go. We've been grinding over here in this other arm for so long. We're starting to get that little bit of afternoon shade because we're in these big redwood canyons. I don't know if you see how huge these trees are. So we're starting to get some shade pockets. And finally, they want to come up and hit on top. That's what we were looking for.
All right, guys, so we just finished up running up the main arm of this lake. Matt caught a decent one on a frog. I caught a decent one on a Keitech over there off those docks. We're gonna head back into the marina. Earlier we found a big school of fish in there that wanted to play a little bit, so we're gonna go see if we can position up on them and get them to hit some topwater or something. But anyways, found some fish out deep, but it wasn't what we expected. We were hoping to get some fish on top in the shade. A lot of standing timber up there. Just didn't work for us, so we're gonna come back over here to the marina and see what we can get.
Well, our plan for the end of the day was to come back into this marina. We'd found a school of fish earlier. We got one to blow up, didn't hook up, but there were some big ones with it. We had one that was 6, 7, get right on the frog and just track it but not eat it. So our plan was to come back in here at the end of the day and get those fish. We got beat fair and square. We got back in here. There's a bank fisherman sitting right on top of him. There's nothing we can do about it. More power to him. I hope he catches a bunch of fish. Really, I'd say the only good thing that we could take out of this marina was an aerobie. Remember those when you were a little kid? Heck yeah. We got 2 aerobies. Score. And more importantly, the wild turkey over here tipped us off. I don't know if you can see that whole pile of rods they got up there. But according to them, let's see, we got the bite on this lake is a chartreuse and white spinnerbait, a backlash, a senko, a Texas rig, a catfish rig, a rip bait, a minnow, but obviously we're not going to do that, and a backup rod. So We got the hot tip. That's what they eat around here.
All right, so we got the boat back on the trailer. We're heading down the hill. It's actually a pretty successful day as far as catching fish. You know, I've never been to this lake before, and to roll up and stick, you know, 40 plus fish was a great time. Had a lot of fun. You know, we didn't get any giants, but we had probably you know, 14 maybe 15 pounds or so. Yeah. Lost some good decent fish, but had a lot of play. You know, the lake was really cool. It clarity wise probably had 4 to 6 foot of visibility and lots of timber in the water, lots of standing trees, lots of rock pile humps. It was good to get out on the water and see some of that stuff. But yeah, all in all, it was a great day. You know, we didn't get a lot of play on topwater, which I was hoping for. That's kind of what I had planned for. But you know, the spoon bite was pretty epic.
It was pretty epic. You know, the thing I enjoyed the most was how many different ways we caught them. You know, we rolled into a place we really know nothing about. I mean, geez, we started off the day discussing what kind of fish were in the lake because we didn't know. Right. We never did catch a spot, by the way. We're thinking it's just smallmouth and largemouth. But to come into a lake with that little information and then to get bit, we got bit on the spoon, obviously, a shaky head, senko, square bill, frog. Deep crank, frog. You got bit once on a Whopper Plopper.
Yeah, pretty much the kitchen sink.
It's crazy, you know. And we could have just sat on those spoonfish all day, stayed over the school, and probably caught fish. But to just branch out on a lake we knew nothing about and catch fish in every corner on different things was phenomenal. And I think that's the key, is when you get onto a brand new lake, you keep moving. Doesn't matter what you find right off the bat. The key is to establish a little bit of knowledge about the whole lake so that the next time you're on a pattern, you're able to replicate. You have more spots, you have the ability to move. If we just got on that first spot and got on fish and never moved again, and we came back next week and there weren't fish there, we got nothing. We're starting from ground zero. So I think the day was vastly successful because we stayed on the move. And although we never smashed them again, we were able to catch fish throughout the lake.
And just my feeling personally, if we got out there on the water at the crack, I think we could have smashed on them on top water.
Oh my gosh!
There were so many fish busting out in the middle of the lake. You know, over 60 feet of water, big blowups. And I think that if we would have got there at the first light, I think we could have done some real damage. But
absolutely,
all in all, it was a great day. I look forward to coming back to this lake. It's actually a really, really cool lake. So
yeah, we hope that you guys can take something out of this. Just like the last breakdown video we did, you know, the key is when you get on new water, we're just trying to give you a feel. I mean, it doesn't matter where we are, right? We chose this lake because it was a canyon, but it also had standing timber. It also had grass lines. It had mud flats, because we wanted to fish as many different things that you guys could relate to in other parts of the country. So if you're not a California guy, no big deal. You could find something similar and see how we were fishing that. And hopefully you can take that information back to your own lakes as you continue to break them down.
All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment if you guys want or have a suggestion you guys would like us to do. Appreciate the support, guys. Talk to you soon.
Behind me, there's a bunch of big ponds. You know, Clear Lake, we had a lot of high water this year, and they filled with water. Lots of bass back there and bait. Well, now that the water's dropping, it's dropping fairly quick. This is one of the mouths right here. So the fish are pulling out of those ponds. Nice little bass. They're pulling out of these ponds, and it's pretty obvious.